Okay, how can you see the potential in a situation that you're facing right now? And what unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? Because at this time, you're really being called to, first of all, ground yourself. Maybe you're doing maybe some substances or doing activities or indulging in certain things that make you a little ungrounded, and you're being called to ground yourself right now because God, Spirit, the universe, however you resonate with this, is trying to show you that you're good enough. You're good enough to be in healthy romantic relationships. You're good enough to have that job, to accomplish this endeavor, right? There's also something here about, so when I asked you, like, what are you being called to bring to light? There's something here about forgiveness, forgiving yourself, more importantly, and like righting past wrongs and kind of uprooting. I feel like you've just started growing roots in the past, and that's a difficult place to grow roots, right? Because how can you tend to what it is that's rooted there when you are no longer there? You are no longer in that past situation, but yet your roots are. So you can't tend to those. So those roots, they rot, right? So you're being called to, like, there it, there's this energy of like defenselessness. Okay, I'm gonna start pulling some tarot. First of all, oh, I'm using this Somnia tarot. This first card is going to represent, what is this defenselessness? What is that about? Interesting that the lovers is at the bottom of this, because what was coming through was that you're good enough to be in healthy relationships. Damn, that's pretty deep. Sometimes we're so hurt. Sometimes we are navigating things we are unaware of, that we end up in relationships that are not for our highest good, whether that's romantic, platonic, business, whatever it may be. Look, the sun and the star. Hold up. Something amazing is coming through right now. I feel like, okay, if you just recently asked the universe something about your love life, or like, how come this isn't working out, or is this gonna work out? I feel like this is why you're here watching this, listening to this far. And I'm shuffling this deck a lot, which is telling me that there's a lot of energy being moved around right now. A lot of things taking place for you behind the scenes. Four of Coins. Yeah, you could be feeling very apathetic right now. Oh, interesting. Closed off. But Four of Coins is also about grounding. Ground yourself. What is this defenselessness? The World. Page of Wands. I keep forgetting to show this, sorry. Queen of Cups. Wheel of Fortune. Wow, under the World. That's crazy. So definitely something here about a cycle. Queen of Swords. And the Moon. Oh, wow. With the Four of Cups. Oh, okay. So I said that's interesting because when I seen the Four of Coins and I said you could be feeling apathetic, that's not really what the Four of Coins represents. It's the Four of Cups. But this is confirmation here. The Four of Cups represents that energy of apathy. Two of Wands. Not yet. Not yet. Okay, so here's what I have. This is what's coming through for me right now. There's something here about defenselessness about some kind of cycle. I don't really know what that means, but maybe you do. And I'm just going to leave it at that because it feels a little deep. It feels very nebulous. Interesting. I'm going to pull this for guidance. I haven't used this in a while, but I'll pull that for guidance. But there's something here about a cycle of something and burning away, like completely uprooting, right? From the past. Something is tethered. Oh, man. It feels a little frustrating too. It feels a little irritating. Something keeps coming up for you and you may indulge in it. You may love this cycle that you're in, but it's not it anymore. It's not for you. And you could be thinking like, why does this keep happening? Why does that keep happening? And it's because some kind of cycle that you're kind of in repeat mode about. And I think that's why I was so called to ask, what unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? Because there is this energy, okay, I'm just going to say how I'm feeling it. It does feel very like emotionally immature, right? You may click off when you hear that and hey, whatever. But if you're still here, then you really meant it when you asked whatever question. You really opened yourself up and you really surrendered to the message that needs to come through for you. Why do I say that? Because nobody wants to hear what they're doing wrong. Nobody wants to hear what they're bad at. No one wants to hear that, hey, maybe you are the bad guy. Maybe you do need to grow up. Nobody want to hear that. Everyone, I'm saying, I'm generalizing like a motherfucker right now. But, people, they don't like to hear that about themselves. I know I didn't, right? I feel like you're becoming, it's like this inner child. You're being more strict with your inner child because we always, this is my belief. I think we should always nurture and always be in that energy of the inner child. But at the same time, it's an inner child, right? It's not the adult self that we are living with. So we do need to have boundaries with that inner child. And sometimes that energy floods over into our emotions and we start acting like a child, right? We don't communicate well or we throw fits and tantrums. But there is definitely something here where you're diving a little bit deeper into your emotional body. And when you do that, I think it's bringing you into a whole new romantic cycle, a whole new platonic business. It's definitely something to do with the relation. It's helping your relationship to whatever, right? To whomever. Again, romantic, platonic, business, whatever it may be. Queen of Cups is about being able to look at something objectively. And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're able to kind of move out of some kind of, that's what it is. You'll get there is what I want to say to that. Right now, looking at what it is that, these unconscious patterns and emotions and beliefs, it's a little nebulous still. There's a lot of uncertainty with that still. Yeah, it's like there's a light there, but it's clouded. But you're making your way there. You're making your way there and you will get there. If you want to get there, you'll get there. When I feel called to ask, which is weird. 10 of Swords. This could be in October, so whenever it's October right now, October 21st, 8:22 p.m. as I'm recording this, but this can also be in January. Maybe those time frames are significant, but there's also a message coming through where it's like this will happen when you're kind of like at your wits end, when you're burnt out, when you have the last straw on your back, when you've been hurt for the last time. For some of you, this is going to happen when you have been betrayed by someone or feeling like you've been betrayed by someone. Wow. This really wanted to split on this death card energy, this transformative energy. Maybe you have already went through this betrayal or this breakup or this disconnecting from someone or something, and it may be causing a lot of heavy mental energy right now, even physical energy perhaps. But it's all for the transformation. I think this was more of your like wake up, your shake up kind of situation. All right, I'm going to pull from here. See what wants to come out. Libra at the bottom, balance. This is also about relationships, romantic relationships. Wow, I on the split. Third house, communication. Yeah, I definitely feel like you are maturing on a very emotional level. And even if you're like, I'm already mature, it's like, no. There's some things here that you are learning on a very deep level about yourself. And it's beautiful. It's going to expand you in ways that you didn't know you can expand. It's going to heal you in ways that you didn't know you needed to be healed. And I'm starting to feel really emotional right now. It's going to change your life. Like on levels that you can't even recognize, can't even fathom right now. All right, what's the guidance? No, this is shocking. Root came out. Coli, I think that's how you say it. Number 38, you could be 38. Also, the number 11 could be significant. Ravens or crows could be significant. Feathers, dream catchers, trees, burdock root. Burdock root could be something here. I'm just naming a bunch of symbols that are coming through right now. But I mean, that's crazy because there was this strong feeling of like something about roots, uprooting. And this could be about, sorry, Cancer energy at the bottom. This could be about your roots, your family. Fourth house energy is about the home, right? The family. Investigating where these habits, patterns, and beliefs come from. And no one understand as well that this is not to blame your guardians. This is, who raised you. This is not to blame anybody because we are all doing the best we can with the knowledge, information, and wisdom that we have at any given time. And also we're all healing from things that we know nothing, that the other person knows nothing about, or maybe we ourselves don't even know we're trying to heal from. Okay, I'm gonna move on from that. Number 38. Okay. Also, this is about location, this card. So this could even be like uprooting yourself from your current environment, work, home, city, country even. Imagine your spine extends down into the earth like a taproot, the strong central root under a tree. Through the earth to a point on the sun's path below. Latin for bottom of the sky, the coli or IC, points to the memories and experiences that fed your first roots, your early home life, your family's traditions, and your biological and emotional heritage. The action. Look to the roots. Think about what makes you feel at home and secure. What creates sanctuary for you? Investigate the foundations and become conscious of the traditions and assumptions that underlie this situation. Thank you. This is beautiful confirmation and guidance. Here's a screenshot if you want it. I'm not done reading, but 92, 93 could be significant years. Lean into habits that help you feel secure and grounded. Wow. If you enjoyed your childhood, family traditions can help you feel safe and strong in a storm. If you grew up in chaos, you may crave the opposite and so create your own quiet sanctuary. If you grew up around arguments, arguing with people at home may seem normal to you. But that may not be the case for your housemates. So, you may need to learn to present your points in a more transformative, less combative way. The IC also speaks of deeper roots, the spiritual, religious, or psychological underpinnings of your early life. Just as a fish doesn't notice the water it swims in, it could be hard to see the spiritual assumptions you swam within as a child. These philosophical underpinnings could give you a deep connection to spirit or leave you feeling restricted or judged. Whether they imbued you with unconscious habits or were that from which you rebelled, until you examine those deep roots, they will define your foundational paradigm. Wow. And I was saying at the very beginning, what unconscious patterns are you being called to bring to light? This is beautiful confirmation. I'm also getting reminded of this Carl Jung quote that's like, until you bring the conscious or until you bring the unconscious conscious, you will call it, it will determine your life and you'll call it fate, or some, you know the quote. Carl Jung, the psychologist, said it. The challenge here, unconscious patterns from your personal history may underlie the situation and need excavating. The gift, build roots of your own. Feel your spine extend like a deep taproot of a tree into the ground. Feel the strength of the earth pulsing up through you, holding you strong through any storm. Thank you. I hope this was helpful. I love you so much. Take care.